Hello everyone, and welcome back to Conquer the Frontier at the New Frontier. Nordic and I have reached episode number 28, and we are now in April. We can see the sun shining through the mist behind us there, and in a silhouette we can see our fantastic new farmhouse, which has gone to the next stage of construction. We can see we have a second story, some walls and some beams that are going to make up the roof structure, which is fantastic. But we do need to gather the next round of building materials, which is 3,000 litres of cement bags, or 3 pallets rather. So Nordic and I are going to head down to the warehouse this morning, grab the cement bags, and on the way we are also going to grab a stump grinder, because if you recall from last session, we were clearing out the area of trees behind our current large equipment shed, and we've still got a little way to go yet. And what would really be handy is having a stump grinder to clear the stumps as we are going. So the plan is to have the forestry machine, the JCB, clearing the trees, and when we are winching using the steer, we'll have a stump grinder on the front so we can actually clear away the stumps as we are going. My oh my, it really is misty this morning. I can barely see ahead, but we can see that the fields are coming to life. Now it is springtime, and I think I could see the Ahlbom Park where we drilled the grass. That has germinated. We'll inspect that a little bit closer later on, and the hope is that Nordic and I are going to be able to mow the earlier part of Ahlbom Park where grass was drilled much earlier, and I think that is fully grown now. So yeah, we're hoping to try and get some grass cutting done this afternoon to get a start on the spring silage. Left turn into the farmer's market and the warehouse, and we'll head around the back. This is where we can purchase the cement. It has been very tricky to get down here this morning because visibility is not very good. Right, we can head to the warehouse and make our purchase. And we don't need to be worried about money because money is looking pretty good at the moment. Right, cement bags 3 of, so that's going to cost us 8,166. And here they are. Luckily, Nordic and I have had our Weetabix this morning, so yeah, we are pretty good. I will just get this in behind Nordic there. There we go. And one more pallet should suffice, and I think we've got enough space for our stump grinder to go at the back. Right, back in we go, and onwards to the dealership. Right, let's pull up here, and we can get our stump grinder. I wonder if we can take back the pallet and the big bag whilst we are here. And here we go, stump grinders. We've got the Prinoth SF900. It demands 90 horsepower and it's going to cost 27,000, so a little bit expensive, but we don't really have too much available by way of stump grinders, so this is going to have to do us. There we go, 27,000. We've got the stump grinder, so we'll try and get that loaded on to the back of the pickup. Well, it's loaded. It looks a little bit janky, but yeah, we should make it back hopefully okay. Off we go, heading back, and we look like some amateur DIYer coming back from the hardware store with a very badly loaded truck and trailer. So, you up for some more forestry today, Nordic? Oh. I know we were doing quite a long stint of it last time. Right, made it back. We can unload the fertilizer and the seed and the stump grinder. Alright, there we go. We have dropped off the cement bags, so construction has resumed. Excellent. Looking good. Right, Nordic, we've got... Oh, Nordic has sprinted off already. We've got lots of forestry to do, haven't we? So, yeah, I'm going to jump in the steer first, I think, and do some winching and some stump grinding, and Nordic is going to do some forestry. So, leave that with us. We'll be giving the stump grinder a good trial for the first time. And yeah, hopefully, once we've reached halfway, Nordic and I can swap. And then, yeah, this area should be nicely cleared for us to put a new shed in situ. One that is exactly like this, facing the other way. And yeah, we should be good. Okay, Well, you would have noticed that Nordic and I actually had to join forces and get rid of the massive amount of trees that we had accumulated, or logs rather, and get them winched to either the wood chipper or to the sawmill. And I've just winched up these 2 logs for Nordic, as we are going to be hopping in the forestry machine. And yeah, we managed to give the stump grinder a good go and clear some of the stumps that were in and around the forest, so that is all gone now nicely. And yeah, we're going to hop in the JCB excavator to do the tree clearing. So we'll hop in here, get it fired up. There we go. I think we'll need to just raise up so we can drive on around again. And yeah, I don't know where the best sort of way to start is, if I'm honest. These 2 trees to my left I think are a little bit too big for the excavator, so might just have to leave them in situ. But what I can do is start by clearing this line of trees, so I will do that. And I think what I might do is cut from this way, as it will then hopefully give Nordic a bit of a clear path to drag them a little bit closer from where they are cut. So let's start that off, shall we? We can get the forestry tool opened up. We can pivot over. I don't know why I'm turning. My steering wheel is centered. Just seems to have a mind of its own sometimes. There we go. Right, let's get on with it, shall we? There we go. Nordic is chopping some of the stumps away. It is quite flexible, that stump grinder. It can turn corners. Oh, I think Nordic has felled one of the large trees. That tree cannot be cut by the forestry machine or excavator, but it seems like our plucky little stump grinder can fell it over. Well, I think Nordic might have to do the same to the others, because yeah, otherwise these trees are going to be on our way. We'll keep that one there, but yeah, certainly that one and that one need to be cleared away, plus the remainder of the stumps. I think Nordic has done a good job keeping up with the log clearance, And I think that was slightly helped by me trying to pile up the logs in efficient places. So yeah, good job all around. Right, well, seems like we now have a method to cut down some of the bigger trees and utilise the wood, otherwise we would have just had to delete them, I think. But yeah, we parked the excavator over here, and now this place is clear. It's a good spot for it. And yeah, once we've cleared out the rest of these large trees and the stumps, we'll look to sort of flatten the ground behind here and place another shed. Ta-da! Here is our new shed. As promised, we have levelled out this area and we have butted the new shed back against the existing shed so they adjoin quite nicely and we could drive through if we wanted to. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. We have a concrete or gravel pad out here. There's a slight slope to it. And yeah, we could also extend this if we need to in the future, but we've doubled our shed space, which is awesome. And yeah, I think we might have to move the fuel tank and the little garage we've got, as we want to be able to drive all the way around if we need to. Awesome stuff, Nordic. I think that is a job well done. Nordic is so excited. He's running sideways around the shed. Right, it is on to mowing because we've not got much time left this afternoon. And we want to mow up Ahlbom Park. So we have got both tractors with both mowers. And we're going to get that area mowed. And then we are going to windrow and forage wagon collect into the silage bunker, which I'm hoping we'll be able to cover up as well. So yeah, long afternoon of jobs. Nordic is hurtling away there. Job is done. Grass is mown in both the original Ahlbom Park and this little patch here. And you would have seen that the new grass in the newer part of Ahlbom Park has nicely germinated, but we didn't cut that. So the hope is that now we've cut the original Ahlbom Park, once it regrows, it will hopefully regrow in synchrony with the new part of Ahlbom Park, and we can mow that all up when it's time to cut next time around. But here we go, we can drop off the mower. I think I'm going to be donning the forage wagon, and Nordic is hopping into the Massey to grab the windrower. And Nordic's going to windrow, I'm going to follow with the forage wagon, and it's all going to get deposited into the silage bunker, which is good. So yeah, it's nice that we've got a early spring cut for our silage bunk, and next time it should be fermented up that we can get it deposited into our BGA and get some early BGA money. That would be nice. Right, let's grab the forage wagon, and I think we'll start with Ahlbom Park. There we go, attached now. And yes, I've kept in the Fendt because it is the faster tractor, can manage the forage wagon pretty well, and is speedier for some of the transport carting. Right, we're just waiting on Nordic to come along with the windrower. We'll park up here. I think he is... Where is he? Oh, I see him over there. Ah, he's completely fooled me. He's starting in the other field, which we mowed second. Well, I will have to try and catch up, but yeah, I think we should be running fairly at the same pace, which is good. Alright, let's get the forage wagon turned on, and once I've met the first windrow row, there we go, I can lower away and we can get this all nicely collected. Lifting up the pickup, and we can head on back to the bunker. We have done 3 drop-offs already, and I've been weaving my way through the trees and around the newer part of Ahlbom Park to get there. And to be fair, the silage bunker has been pretty easy to navigate around and in between because of our new pathway that runs behind it and the BGA, which is fantastic. Right, we'll drop off the last remnants. Nordic has already started compacting, which is grand news. There we go, last of it is dropped off. So I think what I'll do is I will join him. I should probably drop off the forage wagon, although it is extra weight, does help with the compacting, but it is going to make going backwards and forwards a little bit more difficult. So let's drop this off here. There we go. And then we can start helping with the compacting. Shut her down. We are done with the compacting, 100% compacted, which is excellent. A lovely sight this is. So what we could do is we can cover it up. Yes, we do want to cover the silo because it's going to be a little while before we mow again. So we're going to have 97,572 litres to put into the BGA next time once it has fermented. So that is, I think, it for today. Has been a busy one, a varied one, and Nordic and I think, are happy to have some of the forestry behind us. It was a bit of a long slog to get that area cleared, where we have a lovely new shed which we can look to reorganise in the coming months. And then we moved on to some grass work just to mix it up. But now it is later, or mid-spring rather, we can look to hopefully do some of the more agricultural jobs around Creekside Farm. But I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like us to do, feel free to leave a comment. And as always, check out Nordic's channel for his perspective of today's session. All that's left to say is I hope to see you again next time on Conquer the Frontier at the New Frontier. And until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.